Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season 11. We are here for round 17 out of 24 rounds to go in this Tier 2 Season 11 World Championship. And we are here in the United States still for this second part of the doubleheader in the States at COTA, the Circuit of the Americas, where we have 13 drivers at the moment. We should be expecting two more in the form of Dello and Warren. To make it 15. Dry 18-minute qualifying session ahead of us. No clue on the race yet, considering no one said anything. I'd assume it's dry as well. But yeah, cars heading out on the track then. We have Kobe first out then. Last week's race winner around Vegas. And we've moved all the way over to Texas now for a proper race in the daytime. As Charlie serves his third qualifying ban of the season. That was for behaviour points this time, retiring too many times on track, which he's done a total of 3 times now. So he will start at the back, hopefully try and get back into the points. Right, so last week at Vegas, we saw Kobe qualify P2. Just missed out on pole position to Finn after leading most of the session. But he did do the main job, which was win the race ahead of Adam by 4.9 seconds to close that gap. And now for the first time, he sits in second in the World Championship. And with the other rivals really close to him in terms of a few points of Sven and Samurai, once again, they are not racing. So, once again, it's looking ever more like it's going to be a 1v1 between Kobe and this man, Adam. And there has been some developing news between these two. There we go. Dello and Warren should be in now. That Adam will be missing next week's race in Mexico. So, he knows he's got to make this one count. Adam, who leads the World Championship by 22 points ahead of Kobe, as he makes his way through the first set to 25-0. So Adam knows if he finishes second today and Kobe finishes third, he has a 25-point lead. So if Kobe does win Mexico next week, they will go into the last 2 races in Abu Dhabi and Brazil level on points. But we'll see what can happen at the moment. Kobe with a 0.0 to Adam's 0.1 in the first sector. These two, who really have been the class of the field for so much of this season, finishing 1-2 in quite a few races, finishing on the podium in every single race they finished combined, bar one race where Adam finished 7th in Baku. And it's properly deserving that these two are the two who are going to fight for it, as they seem the 2 quickest. But there will always be drivers in the mix. Birdie Saints is one of them, who will definitely be hopefully in the mix again after his great run of form of recently, getting consistent top 5 finishes. Square Giraffe certainly will be in it, also done a 0.0 in the first sector. Full time in McLaren now to add, as Kobe 32-0 sets the pace at the start. Finn as well, 2 poles, 1 win to his name in his great start to his Tier 2 career at the start of the second half of the season. We might also see Dello string a few interesting quali or race performances. And of course, Evan, who's back after 1 week missing out, as Adam managed to beat Kobe in the end after lacking a little in the first sector. He got a 10th and a half and more over his title rival. So first blood goes to Adam this time. Adam, who's had 1 pole position this season. It came at Singapore a fortnight ago, where he delivered a masterful lap. And at the moment, he's looking good. Evan's obviously invalidated. Don't know if he'll go again. But yeah, we've seen quite a few great laps from Evan as well, and also race wins, as Dello and Warren are now in the session, so I can now get rid of that. So yeah, Evan, whose title chances do look quite slim, but there is a fight for third between him, Samurai and Eggy, with Samurai and Eggy missing back-to-back races it seems, and Samurai will still miss at least 1 more. As for Eggy, he also might continue, unfortunately. So Evan has got all to do, currently lacking about 4 tenths to what the leaders were doing. Finn has gone 6 tenths behind, so these two really showing why they are the class of the field. And if it is to be a 7-point swing, with either one of them finishing 1 and 2 to date. 22 points can either go up to 29 or down to 15. So if it goes up to 29, no matter what happens after Adam misses Mexico, he'll still lead it by at the lowest of 4 points if Kobe were to win. If Adam were to finish second today to Kobe and it goes down to 15, then Kobe would just need a podium next week in Mexico to either equal Adam or take the championship lead. And I'm pretty sure if they were level on points, Kobe would be the new leader because Kobe has more wins than Adam. Right, those are the first runs. Have a quick look. Right, yeah, Kobe 5 wins this season, Adam 3. So if they were to be level, Kobe would be beating Adam. As there we go, Evan goes P4. So, of the top 5 in the championship, who for a lot of this season we did predict any of the 5 would win, 4 of them have led the championship at some stage. It started off with Samurai, then it went to Evan, and then it went back to Samurai, then it went to Eggy, then it went to Adam, and then a few swaps here and there. But the only person in the top 5 who's never led the World Championship is Kobe. And he really is closing in on Adam after himself missing the 2 races in, I think, Netherlands and Baku in the second half of the season. He knew he'd have a lot of work to do to close up. And obviously, things that have become a bit unpredictable have either worked his way or not. But it's quite clear what the image lies for the final 4 races. And he's just got to keep doing what he's doing. And this time in 4 weeks, we will know our answer. If it's going to be Kobe or Adam. As for the constructors, Williams have their first chance today to wrap up the constructors. However, with there only being one Williams car, it's technically impossible now for Williams to win the constructors today. They needed to outscore Mercedes by 32 points. And because Kobe's the only driver in Williams this race, he can only get 25 over the only Mercedes in this race, which is Matt, who's been promoted now full-time to the Merc, as has Bluey, full-time to the Aston. We lost a few drivers in the last week who left or stepped aside. Ocean Blade, Will, and people like that, and whatnot. And I almost forgot, we have a new debutant today, AP Cookster, reserving in the Red Bull. Usually I'd run down the whole order, but yeah, AP Cookster then making his debut at the United States Grand Prix, goes up to P7 in that Red Bull. So yeah, not looking too bad for him. Still waiting for a few other drivers to set a time. Birdie 25.4 in the first sector. That's pretty much what Evan did. As Dello by 2 thousandths just misses out on Evan there. And I'm now just starting to realise how good of the lap Adam and Kobe's were. Adam, who's just got into the 31s there. I'm trying to remember if that's good or not, like, in terms of Tier 1 standards. And I definitely know we were in the 30s last game. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tier 1 would be low 31s, high 30s. Still, a really good lap from Adam, who's about to go again. As for Kobe, he's found a lot of time in that first sector. He's done a 0.7. So Kobe's absolutely flying now. So Adam, it's his turn to go again. He's got the Aston Martin ahead of him of Bluey, who will hopefully get out of the way. But has Bluey just started his own lap? And considering we know Bluey is a few seconds off the pace, will Adam catch him? Is another question. Kobe, who's still taken that momentum of a quarter of a second improvement. We'll see Adam. As much as he isn't catching Bluey right now, I'm sure he's going to get a bit of dirty air. And that's going to be an invalidation while he's found 2/10. So, track evolution's definitely there. But whether that was Adam's own mistake or dirty air, either way, it's a negative. While we see Kobe, who's surely now going to snatch pole position away from Adam provisionally, will cross the line. 31.8 only goes just under a tenth ahead of Adam. But I guess that 2.5 tenth was the result of being that dead on. So yeah, Kobe now on provisional pole by just less than a tenth ahead of Adam, who, if he kept up that 2/10 advantage he found in the first sector, could have snatched it back. But yeah, he's taken too much curb on the right-hander. But he went 8th in the end. Warren P12, he's picked balance this week. Bluey's invalidated. Nathan's still in the pit lane. Josh is up there in P6. Have a quick, just like basic rundown of the standings. So yeah, Adam on 207 points in P2. 22 ahead of Kobe on 185, who's 1 point ahead of Samurai on 184, who's 3 points ahead of Eggy on 181. But even it's really weird. Even though they're so close, we kind of have to rule out Samurai and Eggy because obviously they're not doing the next, like they haven't done the last few races and probably the next race or two as well. 39 points behind Eggy is Evan. So Evan is currently 65 points off Adam with 100 points left on offer. So it's safe to rule out Evan, probably. Those are the only 5 who mathematically can win this now. A further 50 points behind Evan, or 49, is Grush, who's been very consistent this season to rack up 93 points. Behind him, by 17 points, is Josh, who went up to 4th while all that was happening. Good on him. 76 points for him. Who's 9 points ahead of Finn, who's been racking them up to be 9th in the standings. His teammate, Birdie, 4 points behind him, in the top 10 in the standings now, which is great. 7 points ahead of Scott, who's down in P7. I haven't actually really talked much about Scott or mentioned him in this qualifying session, but considering he was so dominant in Netherlands, it really does feel like when a Tier 2 driver says they really like this track and they really don't, or they're just in the middle, it really does show. Unless he's made a big mistake, 1.5 seconds he has got to find. 56 points to his name. Then he's 2 points ahead of Dello, just ahead of him on 54, who's 1 point ahead of Yonder, who is not racing today, who is 6 points ahead of Yannick, who's also not racing today, who's 27 points ahead of Nathan, who's now on an outlap, who's 3 points ahead of Christian, who's not here, 6 points ahead of Warren, who's in 10th, 1 point ahead of Charlie, who's starting at last, 4 points ahead of Ocean Blade, but that will obviously get updated. And those are all the point scorers in the actual full-time standings. The only driver to not score a point this season in the full-time standings is the Dutch Dodo of Noah. I think every race he's done so far he's retired from. Right. Adam, who's invalidated. Has he gone again? Well, whatever the case, Adam's out there on an invalid lap with 4.5 minutes to go. So either he went again and invalidated again, which surely must have been the case, otherwise he would have pitted. But yeah, Finn and Josh and Everett, they've got a massive amount of time to find if any one of them want to challenge for this front row. Otherwise, it's just Adam and Kobe to settle this on track. The two mates turned rivals, and they are in a call together, which is kind of funny. But at least it will probably be a clean fight then. 4 minutes left on the clock. But I'm sure they won't hesitate to get their elbows out. I'm trying to think. Have we actually seen Kobe and Adam actually fight that much on track this season? Kind of. We've seen a few overtakes, I think. And in the last few races, when the picture now presents itself, you always want to see those kind of money shots. Those fighting for it actually, fighting for it. And I feel like we might get that between Kobe and Adam. You got Adam, who's always ruthless at the start of a race, always making his way up if he's not on pole already. You got Kobe, who always loves to lead from pole and never look back. It's funny, he's got 5 race wins this season, this being his debut season after he joined in the 3rd race. And 4 of the 5 he's won from pole. The only one he hasn't was last week, where he missed out on pole by 14 thousandths. So I think that says a lot about Kobe. But yeah, they are really making a name for themselves in this tier, in this league. And now they're setting their own stage. The Williams versus the Haas. with a few minutes left to go. Can Adam find that time as he exits the pit lane? So Kobe will do his final run, nearly a whole lap ahead of Adam, and then we'll see what Adam's got in response. And can anyone else do anything magic? But here comes Kobe then, round the final corner. He's gone a little early, to be fair, because look at that. There's drivers still exiting the pit lane. So I really hope no one invalidates him or gets in his way. So diving into turn 1 then. Uphill, heavy braking zone. So difficult to spot the inside corner as he loses the car on the exit. That might lose him a bit of time as he goes through the S section now. The momentum has been lost, but he'll still be pushing on. Still keeping it valid. Finishes the first sector split, and he has lost time due to that slide on the first corner exit. So this is Adam's chance as he's still halfway done with his lap. But Kobe will push on and see if he can find any more time. It looks like he's got clear track from now till the rest of his lap. Heavy braking into the left-hander, now on the power. And you can breathe a sigh of relief a little bit. DRS on and just going straight forward into the sunset. Heavy braking zone at the end of the straight then. A square giraffe goes P3 for the second row. And Kobe will finish the middle set to split. But he's down and he looks like he's backed off then. And with 1:19 to go, can Kobe potentially go again? We'll see. Anyway, Adam round the final corner. This is it then. He knows this lap is the one that counts. And whether you're P1 or P2 heading into turn 1 at Texas, it might not matter too much. But the bragging rights and wanting to be P1 is what's going to drive him. He's done turn 1 a lot better than Kobe did. And we know the time is there for Adam in the first sector to find those 2/10 as he'll take his way round the S section. This time round keeps it within track limits. Finishes the first sector split. He's found that time again. So now it's the rest of the lap he has to navigate his way through, which he's doing beautifully at the moment. On the power, nowhere near invalidating on the white lines. He carries on. Speaking of carrying on, we'll see Kobe real quick. Is he going to go again? He's pushing. And we can tell he's up as well. So, game on between Kobe and Adam. Square Giraffe, who went third. Finn, who's just started a lap, I believe. So Kobe's going for it as well. These are going to be fine margins. Whether Kobe has the fuel or not, we will find out. Adam, middle sector split now. Oh, he's only up slightly. And considering he's down by 92 thousandths, he's halfway there. So he needs to keep pushing in this final sector. Kobe's going to finish the middle sector as well. Finn, who's up by quite a bit in the first sector as well. He could be maybe snatching back third. Kobe, middle sector split now. He's up by 2/10. Kobe absolutely flying, but has Adam given it enough in this final sector to snatch back provisional pole? He'll cross the line and he'll get his answer. Adam, by 9 thousandths, snatches pole position away from Kobe, but Kobe's going quicker. And if he has the fuel and the momentum, it looks like Kobe might get it, but he's invalidated on the penultimate corner. And he's lost his chance at pole position for the second week in a row by slender margins. He did find a time quick enough to beat Adam, but he didn't keep it within the confines. Evan went third, and Adam by 9 thousandths. Last week it was 14, this week it's 9. Adam is on pole for the second time in his Tier 2 career. Evan will be on the front row, the second row with Square Giraffe. Finn will cross the line, and he'll now go to P3. Look at that! He only missed out by 3/4 of a tenth in the end. Wow. Don't ever discount Finn either. But the top 2 in the World Championship are the top 2 on the front row in that order. Kobe missed out once again by the slenderest of margins. But this is only qualifying. We have a 28-lap race ahead of us that will decide even more. But that will set up quite a lot for the start. So yeah, Finn third, Evan fourth, Square Giraffe fifth, Dello 1.1 seconds back in sixth, Birdie seventh, which is usually where he's been qualifying, so maybe expect him to be further up into the top 5 soon. Josh 8th. Cookster cooking up a top 10 on debut. Good to see. Matt P10. Groosh just missing out. P11. Warren 12th. Bluey P13. Nathan didn't set a time in the end for P14. And Charlie will start at the back. So, Adam's done it. He delivered the fastest time within the confines And yeah, that's what's unfortunately been thrown away for Kobe. He was up by 2/10. Maybe he didn't need to push as much into the final few corners, but he's a racer. He's fighting for a world championship. He's got to give it everything. And unfortunately, he gave a bit too much and invalidated on the turn into the penultimate corner. It's a very tricky corner to get everything out of because it's so easy to go over the limit, which unfortunately he has done. But it's not the end of the world. P2 inside line, if he gets a good enough start, he could take the lead back into turn 1, and it's a bit overcast, I must add. Whether it's going to get sunnier, whether we might have some rain on the horizon. Well, it's not really a horizon, it's cloudy, it's probably covered, but it's going to be interesting. Medium and soft tyres throughout the field spread at the moment, but we're probably about half a minute away from the start of the formation lap. So any setup tweaks, fuel load changes, strategy altercations, they will decide in these very important moments. And we can hear those ticking noises taking us down to the start of the formation lap then. As we know the championship's heating up, and don't Adam and Kobe know it. So they're wheel to wheel, heading into turn 1 on the formation lap. Kobe just letting him know he's there. It's like they're racing already, as they're taking turn 1 and 2 very quickly, as they're going to slow down a bit. And there goes Evan around the outside, double overtake as he leads the formation lap now. So he's getting on with it. Anyway, let's have a look at tyres. So, everyone's on the medium compound tyres apart from Birdie Saints. Looks like he's going to go long into this race, starting on the hard compound tyres. And if we don't have any safety cars, he could really be one to watch by the end of the race, because he's going to be around, lap 6? He's probably going to be quicker than those around him, and he'll start making places up. If he can hold on to where he is for the first few laps, he will be in a great position. He'll go long into the race as Warren and Charlie are already on the grid. But yeah, then Birdie will pit for mediums, and he will be one very quick car towards the end of the race. As yep, Evan just getting on with it. I'd say any one of the top 5 could probably win this race, to be honest. But we know it's between Kobe and Adam for the bigger picture. There we go. Right. So, who's going to do it then? Is Adam going to convert his second pole into victory? Or is Kobe going to win for a 6th time this season from the front row? 22 points between Adam and Kobe heading into today. 4 races to go. Adam will be missing next week in Mexico. So Kobe knows next week is a big opportunity. But today is the day that sets us up for that. If Kobe gets beaten by Adam, if they finish 1-2, 29 points. And if he beats Adam, 15 points. So it is a big race for them. And Adam, who I'm sure would love to beat Kobe heading into a race he's going to miss. But we're in the final stages then. Looks like they've both managed to do their parking correctly, as the rest will follow closely behind. We're just waiting on Nathan then to slot into the 14th and penultimate grid slot. And Adam facing left slightly. Kobe facing straight on. Here we go then. It's the Tier 2, Season 11, United States Grand Prix. 5 lights on. And they're away in Texas. Adam versus Kobe off the line into turn 1. Looks like Kobe has got the better start. He's got the inside line. Adam breaks late round the outside. The top 2 in the World Championship. Still wheel to wheel. Adam on the slides. Square Giraffe in the background going off. Kobe leads the United States Grand Prix. Into the S section then comes Kobe. Then Adam, Finn, Evan, Square Giraffe all the way down in P15 then. As that was brilliant racing between the top 2. And it looks like Kobe's leading away as Adam's under pressure from Finn and Evan. Looking keen to get on with this. Finn on the back of the Haas car. And let's look at Square Giraffe, who's down way behind as Warren's dropped to P14. Nathan making a place As we look further forward, single file for all of them. As Kobe is getting his foot down, getting away, and Adam has to compel himself now. It was a great commitment round the outside from the Haas driver, but he got it wrong on exit, which lost him momentum. And Kobe, who got the jump at the start, got the jump on it, the exit of turn 1 as well. As we see AP Cookster fighting away with Bluey, who's up into the top 10. What a start from Bluey as he goes off the track, gets a 3-second time penalty, still fighting away with Cookster, who breaks late round the outside, should have the place. But Bluey putting the power on as Charlie, who's also made 4 places, might want to make it 5 to the inside on the Aston. But Bluey has better traction as Grush watches this unfold. And that's a slide from the Sauber as all 3 of them very close, nose to tail. And look at that, Kobe 1.3 seconds out in front already on his rival as they cross the line to make it a second officially. And Finn sticking close with Adam, as is Evan, and the top 4 already clear away from Dello, who's under pressure from the Sauber of Josh. As we see that Garouche and Warren fighting away. And into turn 1, Bluey just hanging with Nathan. He's been overtaken by Charlie. So Warren's ahead of Garouche now in P13. So all this in the midfield, leading by Cookster. As that's going to help Birdie. What a start from Matt as well. Positions gained. 3 for Matt, 5 for Charlie. So that's good stuff. But because Cookster's holding all these guys up, it's allowing Birdie to just hang on to this little train up to 5th. And he's not really got any pressure from behind at the moment. As we see Warren trying to make another move on Nathan this time round. Nathan breaks slightly later. Warren will hang it around the outside. Slight contact, but no love lost. And they'll still be wheel to wheel. But Warren's got the momentum. Is looking further front. AP Cook's under pressure from Charlie. Adam back within a second of Kobe. We'll look further behind now to see the swaps. Bluey and Nathan. Nathan to the inside on Bluey. As that's Warren fighting away with the Aston Martin. As Warren now gets a penalty. As Garouche is trying to fight them. This will allow Square Giraffe to close up pretty quickly to these guys. Really getting their elbows out. And Bluey, who was up in 9th at one point. As we see Garouche with wing damage. Evan in 4th now as a time penalty. And that is going to be a big part of the race today. As Warren sizes his way up the inside on Bluey to get P13. And yeah, Square Giraffe has joined this big fight. Adam really pushing, 24%. But Kobe has been pushing as well. And it looks like Adam's closing back on his rival. Right, hectic first couple of laps. But Kobe still leads the United States Grand Prix ahead of Adam, ahead of Finn. Now Evan, a bit on his own now. He's lost DRS to the top 3. So, Finn, Adam and Kobe. 3 times they shared the podium this season. And it's all come in the last 5 races or so. To become, what, the 2nd most common podium we've ever had. So I believe if they do finish like this, these 3 will be the joint most common podium we've ever had. And to do that in the span of only about 6 races is incredible. Shows that these 3 are the class at the moment. As Adam just about got DRS there. Kobe's giving it absolutely everything that he can see that he's flashing. And you can see how much Adam is gaining. But he's not close enough on this time round. It does look like it's getting slightly sunnier. It's hard to tell, but I don't think we're going to be in for any rain. I think we'll just probably stay like this or get a bit better. So yeah, Evan on his own. Dello, Josh, Matt, Birdie. And look at that. Swaps throughout the field. Cookster and Charlie fighting again. Garouche and Nathan fighting again, along with Warren to the inside. As Square Giraffe has got Bluey, who drops down to last. And these 3 really close. As that's Nathan going to the inside on Warren. And Warren hangs around the outside. So Garouche back in front. But he's got that right end plate damage, which is going to be holding Warren and Nathan up. As that's brave. Wheel to wheel through the penultimate corner between Charlie and Cookster. So Charlie now up to 9th, considering he started at the right down last. He's not doing too bad of a job. But look at that, 4 seconds to Birdie, who can do whatever he wants now. And soon enough, he'll be starting to make some moves on the 3 cars ahead of him. Into turn 1 then, Warren versus Garouche. And, well, so far it's, on the limit, bit borderline at times. But so far it's looking decent for Warren, who has been given, an official warning for his driving actions in the last few races. So he's trying to be on his best behaviour. And at the moment, it looks like he's doing all right. That might be a warning, but that's fine. That's on his own. And yeah, that could be a big deciding moment here. Who's going to get the least amount of warning? That could be what decides the race between Kobe, Adam and Finn. So riding on board with Adam. Again, he's a bit closer than last lap, but not close enough. So maybe the next lap he will be close enough to Kobe, who's really not saving enough battery at the moment. All three of them giving it absolutely everything here. And if they fight more, that might allow Evan to close back in. Looks like Delo's got good straight line speed or using a lot of his battery. Square Giraffe has got to be making up places here. Goes really wide to give Nathan as much space as possible and to complete the move. Looks good from the McLaren as Nathan will try a switchback. And he's got some momentum. Will go to the inside as Warren gets another time penalty. Square Giraffe sees him coming. And that's all they wrote. So Square Giraffe still holds on and gets the move. I said any of the top 5 could win, but unfortunately the one who started 5th, as that's the 2 Red Bulls swapping, banging tyres. That was Cookster going really slowly there with Grush. And that's allowed Warren, who's already on 9 seconds of penalties. As I don't know what's happened to Cookster here, but he went really slowly when he was with Charlie. And now the 2 Red Bulls banged wheels. So once again, they're going to go into turn 1, side by side. Cookster runs deep. Wait, is that both Red Bulls who are missing an end plate? One's missing their left, one's missing their right. But Grush is ahead now. I can't tell. Yeah, right end plate, left end plate. Great. So yeah, those 2 swap. Anyway, we look back to the front. Adam, 7 tenths behind. It's a bit similar to Norris on Leclerc. He needs to be half a second behind as they start the straight, and he could probably get him. Kobe's got absolutely nothing left. Once again, 3 tenths by the end. So again, when they started with 7.5, if it's half a second, Adam will get him. 100%. Finn just watching this unfold, saving his battery. Oh, big lockup there from Charlie, who's under pressure from Warren now. As we see an even bigger lockup from Grush, who goes deep, loses the place to his teammate and Square Giraffe, and will slot in between the McLaren and the RB. Bluey doing well to stick with these guys, to be fair. This 5-car train for, well, nothing. But technically it is for a point with Warren's penalties. Birdie actually losing DRS to Matt, Josh and Delo at the moment. Matt doing well to be in this fight. And I'm sure Birdie's tyres, I said lap 6, which they are on to now, should be the lap where Birdie's tyres start to click. But Bluey also gets 9 seconds of pens now, and look, you can see how much closer Adam is. 30% to Kobe's 11. And after that brilliant battle on lap 1, we might be able to see a bit of a rematch at the moment. We see Warren getting past Charlie now up into 9th. He's going to have to do some work, though, to get that gap. Adam, who keeps losing time through that start of the middle sector, but there's the half a second. It needs to stay like that on the exit. Charlie with a penalty. And now Adam's close. It's 5.5 tenths. Here we go then. He'll put the DRS on. You can see Kobe's flashing. He's blasting the rest of his battery. And he's in what we call a little bit of slipstream. And he's into what we call P1. Adam now into the lead of the United States Grand Prix. It's taken him 6 laps to do it. But now he's retaken his lead that he lost at the start. And now it's Kobe's turn to try and fight him back. And Kobe slightly to the inside, doesn't try anything. But Finn watching this unfold, and yeah, it was pretty simple. Half a second behind, and he'll get him. 100%. So now it's up to Kobe, who's up to 35% to be fair, but so is Adam. It looks like at the moment Adam's doing a better job of battery management, which is what's now put him in the lead. Evan with a second time penalty of the race. And we're only a quarter of the way done. Kobe, does he spot a gap to the inside? He's going for it. Does the Williams. He goes too deep. Adam, switchback of dreams, back into the lead. And now he has an even bigger gap than he did heading into turn 1. That was really committed from Kobe. That was beautifully placed from Adam to still hold on to P1. That could have been so close to tears for the both of them. But yeah, great racing between them. And I'll be very surprised if Kobe gets Adam on the straight now. Not the greatest exit, as Adam's using his battery, so is Kobe. But it's good to see them getting their elbows out. You know, this is a crucial race in the closing stages of the World Championship. Adam, who's keeping right, doesn't think Kobe's close enough, but you can see the momentum Kobe's gaining to the inside. But yeah, he's not close enough for any sort of send. Just invite Bluey back there. There we go. There's Birdie making his move to the inside on Matt. And it looks like the hard tyres are now favouring him. So he's ahead of Matt. And next up is Josh, who's still behind Dello. Looks like Evan's just not got the pace at the moment. These three leading out in front. No sort of safety car VSC yet. As it looks like everyone who was in that big fight out of the top 10 are very separated now. So Adam, 8/10 ahead of Kobe. It's a flip of a coin at the moment. It's always the best kind of fight. 22 points between them. Will it be 29 like it is at the moment? Or will Kobe get Adam and bring it down to 15? For Adam's sake, this is perfect. A Square Giraffe gets a 10-second for corner cutting. What? Oh, we got a yellow. That's Evan, who's spun around at turn 1. And that's surely got to be his own mistake. He was on his own. So he's made a mistake on exit. That's just promoted. Dello to 4th, Josh to 5th, Birdie to 6th, Matt to 7th, and Warren and Charlie in 8th and 9th. And yeah, Evan not having the race he would have wanted. Now spins once again. And unless Square Giraffe tried to pit and he went too deep and had to cut the last corner and he got a 10-second penalty for that, that's the only reason I can think. As Nathan gets a 3-second time penalty too. And yeah, Evan, a bad day gets worse, unfortunately, for him. We look to the leaders, and once again, Adams held off Kobe. You can see that front left of the Williams starting to degrade a little bit. Same with Adams and Finn. They all look pretty similar at the moment. Yeah, that's going to be really upsetting for Square Giraffe. Might help Warren a little bit, considering he's now got, you know, 1 second more of 1 second less of penalties than the McLaren. Yellow. And it is for... Was that Josh? No, it's Matt. That's Matt who's around. So he was with Birdie, as that's a penalty as well to add salt to the wound. I'm really not sure if... Well, Matt was on the back of Dello, Josh and Birdie. He's got wing damage. Yeah, he's missing... Oh, he's missing both his left and right end plates. So he's going to come into the pit lane. How has he done? Well, Birdie gets ahead of Josh into turn 1, goes really deep, but it looks like he's got the move done. So unless Matt's just lost it on his own there, as Evans retired in the pit lane, unfortunately. So unless he's come into contact with Birdie somehow, like they were fighting and he's spun or so. But it looks like Matt's hit a wall, which around here is very surprising. Penalties galore happening. Top 6 looking fine though, as is Cookster, so he could gain some more places, as is Groosh if we get any safety cars. Same gap between Adam and Kobe to Kobe and Finn, looking decent. Now Birdie, who's again got his tyres switched on, will he close up to Dello enough? Probably not this lap, as it looks like Josh's tyres are also falling away. And this is where the pit stops should be starting to happen. So who blinks first in the top 3? This could be a very key decision. If the undercut is good enough and you can hang on to the tyres and have the pace to the end, pitting first could win you the race between Finn, Kobe and Adam. But going long, having that offset is also detrimental to race-winning pace. And Adam moving left a little bit, trying to dummy Kobe. And Kobe does decide he will be the first to pit. And he will be the first to put the hard compound tyres on in the top 3 to go to the end. He's going to try and undercut Adam then. So Adam needs to push now to try and hold on to this lead. And Finn will not get DRS this lap. So Kobe's threat of being overcut by Finn shouldn't be an issue. It depends where Kobe feeds out, though, into this race. Warren and Charlie are big names in this race for his sake when coming out the pit lane. And unfortunately for him, he's come out behind them both. So he's going to have to try and make sure he catches these two at good moments on the track. Otherwise, he's going to get held up. So this is going to be very interesting. Birdie now gets a 3-second time penalty. But by this rate, everyone could get one by the end. He looks a lot closer to Dello as well. So he should be able to get this move. As for Kobe, we'll see. Because Charlie has DRS on Warren. So maybe Kobe has made a mistake here. Because this is certainly going to hold him up. Will he go to the inside of Charlie? No, he's going to stay behind for now. Charlie moves left. Doesn't look like he's going to give Kobe any sort of bother. So that's one done. Didn't hold Kobe up too much. Adam's about to head into the pit lane. Kobe closing in on Warren. Warren goes left and looks like he is going to defend this. So you've got to be careful. Has Kobe going up against the Haas. Adam's teammate as well. As the leaders are making their way around the final couple corners. What's the gap? Kobe 19.6 behind Adam, who is into the pit lane. Adam, who gets his car just about stopped. As Finn will continue. So, this will be close. When is Warren going to decide to pit? He's holding Kobe up, which he's entitled to do. Will Warren pit? No, he's staying out. So Kobe, late on the brakes around the outside, will now blast the battery with DRS to overtake the Haas driver, who moves left, closes him right up to the wall. But it looks like Kobe's going to get the move done. There's Adam exiting the pit lane. There's Kobe into turn one. Warren to the inside. Loses the rear slightly. Goes into Kobe. Forces him off the track. And Warren, once again, get on his elbows out. But this time, it may be to help his teammate. Kobe blasts his battery to get back in front of Warren. And that was all about, I think, Warren could do. As Kobe will now use his tyres to push on. But the undercut has not worked for Kobe. Adam, who's got an even bigger lead now than he had before. He's over a second ahead of his rival. And yeah, that's cost Kobe fighting away with, well, not really Charlie. I don't think he really held him up much. But Warren, Adam's teammate, has gifted his friend a favour there. I'm pretty sure we've not really seen any communication between Warren and Adam. They never really talk or whatnot. I don't think they've done that all season. But Warren just being Warren, which is fair. And look at that, Kobe is already back within a second of Adam, giving it absolutely everything. So, no love lost at the moment. So, one lap fresher for Adam, and that's it. And at the moment, it seems like Finn will probably come out a few seconds behind these guys. Look at that, they saved so much through that bit. And Kobe has more than Adam, so Adam's struggling on this lap with his new tyres, trying to get the heat in them. This is far from over. As Birdie didn't end up getting past Dello, I don't think, as Dello will pit, so he'll be ahead of him now. Finn is in, and Birdie will now take the lead of the Grand Prix. He will go late into this race, and we'll see if he can maybe make it an Alpine 3 and 4 like it has been the last couple races. So, Kobe, still behind Adam. Warren, still out there. Finn exits the pit lane. What? Finn's on softs! What's going on? Well, he's not making those to the end. Has Finn made a mistake? Or is that genuine? Well, whatever the case, as Nathan's into the pit lane. Finn is now on the soft compound tyres. And he's behind Warren, who he should get on the straight. Instead of the hards. How bizarre. Anyway, Matt with Square Giraffe, who's really put in a stint. Well, I say stint. He had to serve his 10-second. Matt had to pit for a new front wing. I mean, they've met each other on track, basically. Anyway, Finn, to the left. Trying to overtake Warren. He's got all the battery he needs with the DRS. As we see, Kobe and Adam swap. Probably should have been more focused on that. But it looks like it was a simple move between second and third. And Warren's now behind Finn. So Kobe takes back position over Adam. Net lead, I guess. Look at that. They're only 3.5 seconds off Birdie. And if Birdie wants to pit around, what, lap 15, 16, I'm pretty sure these two are going to catch him. As for Finn, considering he's on the softs, he probably should be able to catch these two. Unless he's banking on some sort of safety car, which we have not had any form so far this race. Either a VSC or a safety car. As we start nearly the halfway stage of the race. Put it back to penalties. So yeah, Kobe's getting on with this. Looks like he's liking the hard compound tyres more than Adam. But that just might be a common form of the stints. In the first stint, Kobe was getting on with it. Then Adam closed up again. So we'll see what happens. As dropping down the order is Warren because he's in the pit lane, as is Charlie. They went quite long into the race. But look at that. They're 7th and 8th after Square Giraffe and Matt had issues with the pitting for front wings and serving penalties. They've managed to still be... Charlie, who started right at the back, is 8th still with only a 3-second pen. I mean, I know Warren has 12, but still. Right, Look at that, 1.6 seconds now. Adam does have DRS, which will close him back down under a second to Kobe. But it's really going to depend now where Kobe overtakes Birdie. And I get the feeling he's probably going to get held up. Unless he can catch Birdie on the start-finish straight. But he seems a bit too far behind at the moment. You can see Finn closing right up to these guys. Look at fastest lap. Well, at the moment, it's Kobe. But, I mean, Finn is up by 4/10, so this will probably be the fastest lap of the race. Top four all closing in on one another now. Kobe will have DRS, but he's 8 and a bit tenths behind. Birdie has so much battery to use, which he is using now. And that's Dello getting past Josh. And there's the fastest lap for Finn. So Dello back in front of the Sauber now. Don't know what that was all about. They swapped. So unless Kobe can line this up right and maybe not lose too much time and close up to Birdie by the end of the start of the second sector. But again, the gap's a bit too big at the moment. We'll see. You can just see the tyre difference, how much Kobe's gaining on Birdie. And this is going to be close. Like I said, you need to be roughly around half a second starting the straight to get a move done. Considering the battery deficit as well. And that's not a great exit from Kobe either. I don't know if he's going to get him. Look at that. He's dipping under 10. Birdie's blasting everything at the moment. Birdie is still going to stay ahead. This is holding Kobe up, but Adam really not doing too much either. Brakes very late. Does Adam there. Doesn't even hit the inside corner. Warren gets his 5th penalty. So they stay behind Birdie again. And with a pit stop being around 19 seconds, Birdie should come out around 5th or 6th. Speaking of 5th and 6th, Dello under pressure from Josh, but he's not close enough at the moment. Stays behind the Ferrari for now. Finn, no way of his softs already dropped off now. You can see the top 3 led by someone who's not even pitted, and Finn, who's gone off there. He's going to still try and close up to within a second of these guys, who are getting ever closer to one another. These are interesting moments in the race. Kobe gaining on Birdie. Does he go to the inside? He's going to try a little send, but he locks up and doesn't get anywhere near alongside anyway. So is this the lap for him to get past Birdie? Look at that. Kobe's got no battery though. And Birdie knows it probably. He's saving his own. And one mistake from Kobe. One thing wrong and Adam is all over the back of him. And Birdie will be in the pits. I don't even know if this lap is the earliest. Next lap seems like the earliest. He should. And Finn is just going to miss out on DRS by a couple tenths. So here we go then. Is it half a second? It's not half a second. Now it is. But again, it's 5.5 tenths. It's not really enough. Especially with that amount of battery. He's gaining on Birdie, who still goes defensive. Kobe goes round the outside to set himself up for the exit. Which he does get, which he might have to set up again. But Birdie parks it on the apex. He knows what he's doing. And Kobe has to go really close to the white lines there. And Birdie still getting his elbows out, holding onto the race lead, forcing Kobe off the track there slightly. Adam loses the car behind. And I think that was just about okay from Birdie, considering Kobe wasn't really, that far enough alongside. So Birdie still getting his elbows out as Josh gets a time penalty. And we go again with Birdie. Still leading the race. You'd think he would probably pit this lap. That's allowed Finn to close. I still don't get what Finn's doing. If Finn has to pit again, and Birdie still has to pit, as Kobe goes around the outside, then Birdie could still be seeing himself with a podium here. And Kobe all over the back of Birdie. And they're going to go nearly side by side, and Kobe has to back out. And he's all over the back of Birdie, who clearly is in none. And Adam just keeping his distance. And Kobe just has to relax a little bit. He knows Birdie's going to pit soon anyway. There we go. There's the gap. He knows this is far from the end. Look at that Birdie, who was on 80-something%. They now have level amounts of battery. And Birdie hasn't exactly got the greatest exit. And now Kobe sees his chance to try and get past the Alpine. The Alpine in the middle of the track. Which way does Kobe go? He's going to go right. Birdie closes him right up, and that was way too much of a move from Birdie as Adam tries to make it 3 wide to the inside. Birdie goes deep into the corner, pushes Kobe off again, who's still on the inside, and Birdie will try and hang it around the outside. Another bit of wheel banging as Kobe now edges his car ahead into the lead on Birdie, and he defends to the inside, and from nowhere there's Finn on the inside of Adam. The top 4, Adam's going to get sandwiched with the 2 Alpines, and Adam somehow manages to get ahead of both, and that's Birdie dropping from 1st down to 4th. That was so close with Adam, and Bluey's out in the pit lane, so that's both Aston Martins. Wow, that was close. As yeah, Kobe's finally done it. That was very intense. So Kobe 8 tenths ahead of Adam, and we resume. Finn came from nowhere to the inside of Adam. Then Birdie was on the right of Adam. One was trying to overtake. One was getting overtaken. Wow. And now the 2 Alpines need to kind of think, well, who's... Obviously, Birdie will probably pit this lap, but surely Finn has got to pit soon. 7 penalties for Warren, who's now had a spin. That might have been on his own. Allows him to go into the pit lane. That promotes Sauber up into 6th and 7th. So, let's analyse that real quick. Kobe was overtaking Birdie, and Birdie was doing that thing people do when they really don't want you to overtake them, where they literally like move on the straight into the like confines on the outskirts, which they did bang wheels, did make Kobe lose momentum. Then Birdie really got his elbows out and forced Kobe off. Kobe rejoins still behind as the 2 Alpines swap. Birdie to the inside on his teammate and gets ahead. And Finn to the inside, Alpine, who have been a real star recently as a team, climbing their way up the order, are now getting their elbows out on each other. And this is looking fun. As I mean, it's losing them time, but it's letting the top 2 do their own thing. So yeah, I think all that was, you know, on the limit, slightly over the limit. Oh, that's Kobe with a 3-second time penalty. We caught that. The race leader has got a 3. And that is going to be big implications for Adam, who now just needs to not get a 3, I guess. As Finn is into the pit lane before Birdie is. What is going on? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Unless Kobe got forced off one of those times and got a warning when that happened, then that is probably legit. Square Giraffe fighting away with Charlie now. He's caught up to him. He's doing a good recovery considering he spun. Finn exits the pit lane on mediums, then all right with the Alpine, and the Sauber nearly connect. Yeah, he's joined right with Dello, Josh, and Finn's behind those 2. So with new tyres, he should be able to fly past these 2 and retake his net P3. It's going to be interesting with Birdie as well. The 2 Alpines looking for 3rd and 4th. These top 2 are going to be like so far clear of the rest at the moment. As here we go then. Adam to the inside. He knows Kobe has a pen now, but he's not giving up. Where is he? There we go. Slight contact between the top 2, but they're getting their elbows out. And they're having a fight. So, Kobe still ahead. And yeah, Adam a bit too wide at the moment. Kobe does that middle line, which is fine, and he carries on in the lead. It was so weird. We went on board here, we couldn't see Adam. And then at the apex, he just appeared. But yeah, Adam knows he doesn't need to take these risks now. He just knows he needs to stick with Kobe. He's got 1 lap fresher tyres as well. Finn's overtaken them both already. That was really quick. He's overtaken Josh and Dello. He's up to 4th. And it looks like Square Giraffe is fighting away with Josh. Leaves him enough room at the moment. Josh to the inside. Brakes a little bit later. And once again, Square Giraffe knows it's coming. Leaves him so much space. And just about gets enough in return. And yeah, he's got the tyres, he's got the exit, and he's got the place. Into P7 goes Square Giraffe. Whew. So yeah, like I said, Adam knows he needs to just stick within a second. Well, as much as I was saying without a pen, Square Giraffe now gets one. So 3rd time, I will get the sentence finished. Adam needs to stick within 1 second of Kobe. Make sure Kobe doesn't get a 3-second lead. And Adam, who has a 1-lap tyre offset, better than Kobe, is looking in a very nice position. Birdie is just going so long into this race. It's crazy. I can definitely see signs of who he's supposed to be reflecting in Tier 1. So Adam going for it again into the end of the straight. Kobe once again breaks late around the outside. And that's great driving from the Williams to hold on to this lead. As for Kobe, his one and only chance now is to hope Adam now gets a 3-second time penalty. And at some stage in these last 10 laps or so, I will check Adam's warnings real quick. But not right now. But it looks like at the moment, every lap, these two are fighting. It's a proper fight then. But at the moment, we know who's going to win. Adam, at the moment, is going to go into the final 3 races with a 29-point lead. And while most will think, then that's championship over. Again, he is missing next week in Mexico. He stays behind for now. So, with a 29-point lead, if he's missing next week, if Kobe wins next week, 2 races to go, it will be 4 points between them. Then we really will have a showdown in the final couple races. And then, yeah, if Kobe, I don't know, finishes second to Adam third in Abu Dhabi or whatnot. Or let's just take, the 1-2 question. If they're 1-2 for the final 4 races, whatever, ignoring when Adam misses Mexico, Kobe wins 4 points. Then heading into Abu Dhabi, it can either go to 3 points in Kobe's favour, or it can go up to 11 points in Adam's favour. If it goes to 3 points in Kobe's favour, that will be the first time he leads the championship this season, and it will be with 1 race to go. But if Adam has an 11-point lead heading into the last race, this is all if Kobe even wins Mexico, by the way, which you'd think he probably would. But I mean, like we've seen today, Kobe pitted, and already making his way through the field, there were some drivers, cough cough, that nearly ended his race. So we'll see how that goes. Birdie's still out there. A lap 20. Surely he's got to put the softs on, not mediums. Unless he was just banking on a safety car. Look at that. Finn's cleared these two. Birdie might come out ahead of Dello and Josh. It'll be close. He's still not pitting. What the hell? Lap 21 then. 8 laps to go. Kobe's a bit slow heading into the first corner. Now he puts his batch on, seeing how much Adam's gaining. And Adam not doing what Kobe did and sending it to the inside. Like I said, he knows what he needs to do now. Right, I'm going to check the warnings. Hmm. 5, 12, and 13. Lap 12, when Kobe got a warning, that was when he was trying to make his way through Birdie, no? Or like Warren or something. Maybe it was actually in between all that. Maybe that was when Kobe was on his own, trying to close up to Birdie. Wait, as for Adam, he had an invalidated lap time on lap 13. Okay, so Adam's on 1 warning then. You know what? Birdie's actually closing in on these guys a little. Which is kind of funny. You can clearly tell because these two are saving so much battery at the moment. But to be fair, so is Birdie. Finn absolutely flying at the moment. Would he catch the top 2 by the end? 15 seconds in about 7 laps? Probably not. But who knows? I mean, these two, unless they have some kind of moment, probably not. But it is usually in the last 4 or so races where the top 2 in the championship usually have, one of those moments and have an incident. But right now, for Adam's case, there is literally no reason to cause anything. All Birdie... Oh, there we go. All Birdie. All Kobe can do is back Adam up into Finn. But I don't know if he can do that with that big of a gap. We'll see. It's a very interesting prospect. And look at that! Birdie Saints to the inside. There's Dello round the outside. He gives him the space, but Birdie! Look at that. What a stint from the Alpine. And he's ahead. He's overcut these two. And now he really is going to be on it. I mean, he has to get 3 seconds over Dello, but that shouldn't be any difficult task. So, Alpine, 3rd and 4th. Once again, Kobe, Adam, Finn, and Birdie. Top 4, like it was in Vegas, like it was in Singapore. It's becoming a bit of a habit for these guys. And in this order at the moment. It was exactly... 1 week ago, it was exactly this order, the top 4. And 1 week later, the same thing. It's not often you see that in Tier 2. Usually always changes about. And then in Singapore, it was literally the opposite order. It was Birdie first, Finn second, Adam third, Kobe fourth. But obviously then Birdie got his penalty, which dropped him to fourth, which meant Finn the winner, Adam second, Kobe third, and Birdie fourth. Yeah, Birdie's already 2 seconds ahead of Dello, who's having a nice fight with Josh. Square Giraffe on his own now. Ahead of Charlie, Matt. Cookster, I mean, he's in the points on debut, which is nice. He's still got that wing damage. Grush fixed his wing. We'll be trying to take P11 away from Nathan. As I mean, if there is any sort of safety car, Cookster will literally cook and get so many places. So Birdie, 7 seconds behind his teammate. I'm pretty sure they will stay in the order they are, considering he's practically got to get 10 seconds over his teammate with 6 laps to go. And Adam, as much as racing goes, I'm sure he would like to win this on track. But he's also got a championship to think about, especially because he's missing next week. If he is going to overtake Kobe, he's got to do it really cleanly. And he is quite close this lap. He is blasting his battery, but look how much Kobe's got. But here we go then. 5 to go, and these two have given us quite a show. Let's end it in style as Adam closes up to Kobe, who goes defensive to the left, switches back to the right, just in case of any sort of move. And it's very close. 2 warnings there for Adam. Have another quick check. No, so far so good. Adam can afford 1 more warning, but that's it. If he gets 2 warnings, then game on. But at the moment, I feel like he's just biding his time. Unless one of Kobe's warnings is unfair. That lap 5 one, I hardly doubt. Considering I believe lap 6 was when Adam first tried to overtake Kobe again. So lap 5 was with Kobe on his own. Lap 12, as that's Josh and Dello swapping. Big send from Josh there up to 5th. Good stuff. I'm pretty sure lap 12 was kind of the in-between moment where he was catching Warren, overtaking Warren, and then trying to catch Birdie. So I'm 99% sure, as Birdie now sets the fastest lap of the race. Wow. That is track evolution with the fuel as well mixed in. I'm pretty sure Kobe's second warning is fair as well. And obviously we caught the 3rd warning where he just went off on his own. So, I mean, we'll probably interview him. Well, we'll definitely interview him after the race and get it anyway. See what happened. Yeah, I'm sure Kobe must not be happy with how he had to make his way through there. And he's really trying to push. His only option, really, when he got the 3 sec, was to try and build a 3-second lead, but he's not even been able to get it out of a second to Adam, because that's all Adam needs to do. Gain, stay behind, and repeat. In terms of a show spectacle, it would be nice to see Adam actually maybe go for it from a driver and sports spectacle. I can 100% understand why he's not going for it. And that's where you meet in between, I guess. Speaking of in between the top 10, we got Dello and Josh swapping again. 5th and 6th, swap again. So Dello back up into the top 5. Dello knows he's going to beat Josh at the moment anyway, because Josh has the penalty. Actually goes to the inside. Dello might try a switchback, but it looks like Josh has got it covered. Maybe even cut the corner a little bit there, but either way, he's got the move. And Dello, yeah, like Adam, just has to make sure he doesn't get a penalty. And Adam was less than 2 tenths behind Kobe there at turn 1. Look at that. Birdie has closed right up to Finn. And last week, when he was closing up to Finn, if he had 1 more lap, he may have got it in Vegas. As Dello still now back ahead of Josh on the start-finish straight. So they're having a nice fight. But yeah, can Birdie get Finn? That was interesting. Always looks like it rains heading into that corner. It's weird. Can Birdie not only get ahead of Finn, but then get a 3-second gap in, 3 laps? He needs to do the biggest send he's ever going to do if he wants to overtake Finn on this straight. To be fair, he's got the battery and he's not using it. So he's going to try and find another place to overtake as we look at the top two, still how they are. So it's going to stay overcast the whole race, it seems. Look how much he gains through the corners. You'd assume he's probably going to go for a send heading into this corner. But Finn goes defensive a little, and Birdie doesn't. So maybe Birdie will just wait for the start-finish straight. Then that will give him exactly 3 laps to gain 3 seconds, which he needs to be 1 second a lap quicker, which at the moment he can definitely do. But the question is, when will he overtake his teammate? I feel like we're going to get our answer soon. Finn blasting, so is Birdie, and you get the feeling Birdie will just send it if he has to. But he's going to choose the outside line. And will he cut back? No, he's going to go fully around the outside of Finn, who gives him the space. Birdie to the inside. Finn's still ahead of him, which is fair. So the Alpines still in their order. And Birdie has to stay behind for now. That was interesting. Why didn't Birdie go for the inside? Interesting. Anyway, you'd assume he'll probably get him on the straight now, but that's cost Birdie. Will he be able to gain 3 seconds in 2 and a bit laps now? He's going for it. He's got the DRS. He knows he has it already, so now that was a pretty good place to overtake. Because he can just get the move, blast his battery, and he'll use DRS. Unless he just wants to fight with Finn, which is fair. But Finn has got no battery, and Birdie has. So Birdie up into third now. So he's got 2 and a bit laps to try and get 3 seconds to Finn. As for Josh, he's now got a second penalty. He too is gaining on Dello. Not quite close enough. Brakes a lot later though. Will go for it to the inside. Leaves Dello the room. Fair enough. But it didn't work. Try a little switch back. We've got yellows. And that's, I mean, it's too late for a safety car as Josh sends it to the inside of Dello. Parks it this time to get ahead. Those yellows were for Cookster, who's down in 10th. Well, he was 10th. And now he sees Nathan's closed up to him. He'll still get 10th because of Nathan's pen. We're on the penultimate lap then. The top 2, who really have been the stars, past the stars and stripes of the S's. And Birdie only half a second ahead of Finn, who's doing what Adam's doing. It's a copy and paste from first and second to third and fourth. Stick with the guy and you'll be fine. Well, actually, no, it's another copy and paste for fifth and sixth as well. As Nathan and Cookster are fighting. Nathan up into P10 now. As with these two fighting, that might allow Grush to get within 3 of Nathan as well. But Cookster should be able to hang on to P11. I mean, he has that wing damage, but still, as the top 2. Here we go. Adam to the inside. That's been cooking for a while. Adam wants to win this on track, it seems then. And Adam is into the lead. Kobe to the inside. The top 2 make slight contact as Kobe slides around the corners and trying to retake the lead of the United States Grand Prix. Adam chucks it to the inside, leaves Kobe the space, and they're really giving us a great fight as they're going to go wheel to wheel around the final few corners, and Kobe back in front. Good stuff between them then as we're heading on to the final lap. Adam knows he doesn't need to take any risks, but he knows Kobe will fight fair and clean. After today, 3 races to go in the championship. And we know it's going to be one of these two lifting the trophy. And at the moment, Adam's staying behind for now. 22 points. Would either come down to 15 or go up to 29. And at the moment, I think we all know what the answer's going to be. 29 points. 3 to go, but he's missing Mexico. Kobe knows he needs to come into next week and be absolutely flawless. He may have missed out with a mistake in quali that cost him pole position, and it looks like he's going to miss out in the race too because of a mistake that's going to cost him the race win with that 3-second time penalty. But now we see the question's been answered as well. Adam wants to win this on track. He's been trying and trying. The dress rehearsal was last lap, and now it's the performance. Here we go with Adam. But it looks like Kobe's got the gap this time round. But Adam's gaining nonetheless. He's going to go for it to the inside. The top 2 in the race. Adam slides and will just about hang on to P2 as Kobe will stay in the lead. Birdie's got 1.7 to Finn. So Finn still hanging within 3 seconds. And Adam gave it his all to maybe try and win this on track, but Kobe will stay ahead. And Adam's done everything he still has to do. And they've given us a great show all race, though. And let's have more of this to decide the championship. But for now, it's a crucial one. Kobe is going to win the race on track, but Adam behind him is going to win the United States Grand Prix. Adam is victorious in the States. Pole to win. And Kobe, unfortunately, with that 3-second time penalty, will have to come home in P2. Birdie crosses the line. Not far enough ahead of Finn. Finn will make it once again an Adam, Kobe, Finn podium for the 4th time. The most common podium we have ever seen in EXFL Tier 2. Or joint. And it looks like it'll be the same story for 5th and 6th. Josh 5th. But it'll be Dello who now goes up to 5th. So yeah, very common story. 3 different battles all sharing the same in the top 6. Square Giraffe will come home for 7th then. Charlie, P8 from last. Not too bad. Matt, bit on his own after whatever happened to him in P9. Nathan still ahead of Cookster and Grush. Looks like they will both beat Nathan at the moment. And Cookster on debut will get a point, which is nice to see. But yeah, Adam has won the United States Grand Prix. He did everything he had to. And he's missing his left end plate. Don't know if that was because of post-race or whatnot. But yeah, Kobe P2 then, and Finn P3 will be the podium. So, 5 wins for Kobe, 4 wins for Adam this season. Yeah, Adam knew he needed that, as he's going to miss next week. So no matter what happens, he will still be in the lead of the championship after Mexico. But Kobe knows next week he needs to win to bring that 29-point gap down to 4. If it's a P2, it'll be 11 points. If it's P3, 14. But yeah, they gave us a great fight, even if it was a little conservative from Adam's part, which is fully understandable. The American team has won at home. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that race. We're going to get our thoughts from the top 3 now. This is becoming a bit of a habit, inviting these 3. It's like the Hambot Ver thing. Right, Adam. Look at that, they're already hopping on their Xbox apps. Finn. Kobe. There we go, perfect. They know the drill by now. There we go. We have some of the top 3 joining the party there. Kobe and Adam. And Finn should be joining in a sec as well. Whoops. There we go. Right. Hi, guys. Hello. Right. Adam, have you included your audio, mate?
I believe I have, yeah. I have.
Yeah, cool. Kobe, have you included your audio? Great. Right. I remember Finn had issues last time he joined. Just make sure to keep sending him invites. Anyway, let's begin. So, starting off with our race winner. There's Finn. Great. Starting off with our race winner, Adam, for Haas, his 4th win of the season, and he's done it on home soil with his team. Adam, so that was quite the race. In qualifying, your first run was first blood to you in terms of being quicker than Kobe. And then your second run, I managed to catch it. You found nearly 2/10, but you invalidated just before the end of set to 1. Now, was that due to frustration with the car ahead, or just a lack of judgment on your part?
Probably a bit both, to be honest.
That's fair. So you did your final run, and you managed to find pretty much exactly the time you were up anyway in the first sector, which was great, and you carried that through. How was the lap overall in the end? Were you happy with it?
Yeah, to be honest, I was about a tenth of a bit coming up out of sector one, and then just after the second straight, I lost quite a bit that time. Um, uh, I knew I needed just over a tenth to beat Kobe, and I think I might have been down just coming into the last two corners, maybe.
Mm.
I just tried to push it as much as I could, and
Yeah, oh, that was it. Yeah, so you were up by nearly 2/10 in the first. By the middle split, you needed to find 92 thousandths on Kobe, and you were only up by 45.
yeah,
So the last sector is what you really needed, and you found, I think, just over half a tenth to manage to beat Kobe by 9 thousandths. So at the time, yep, pole. But Kobe was up by 2/10. I'm guessing you must have known about this, or maybe not. Again, yeah, he was up by 2/10. Unfortunately, invalidated at the penultimate corner, which probably would have seen him with pole, but it ended up just not happening. So you took your second pole position, which is great to see. I think either way, whoever got pole, I think Kobe was leading into turn one anyway.
yeah.
But anyway, congrats on the pole. Great stuff, and very close. That's 14 thousandths last week and 9 thousandths this week. Mad. So yeah, the formation lap was quite funny. It was like a pre-race thing. But then yeah, just take us through the start then. What happened?
My main thought really was don't get too much wheel spin, don't put too much wear on the tyres. If you go behind, you go behind. Just try and stay in the top two, and luckily I managed to do it. Didn't manage to keep P1, but Finn was all over the back of me, just coming out of sector one really, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose too many positions off the start, because usually I'm not the best with my starts.
That's fair. So yeah, Kobe got the better launch in turn one, but then you managed to do really well to hang it round the outside. It was just the little snap on the exit that I think gave Kobe more momentum to get into the lead. So you bided your time, like you said, hanging on to second. You three just went, and it got to lap 6, where every lap you were getting closer and closer, and I said you need to be half a second behind, start the straight, and you'll get him. Shock, the first time you are half a second behind, you get him. And yeah, it was great stuff the whole race, watching you and Kobe fight. I'm sure you enjoyed it as well. And you, on lap 9, I think it was it a little bit of tactics, tried to dummy Kobe into the pits?
Not really, though. I just kept on going as normal, and he's just ended up hitting, and luckily came out in a bit of traffic.
Yeah, I saw you move left, like you were going into the pit and then like moved back right, heading into the last corner. But yeah, Kobe did come out behind a couple cars. So when you pitted, you actually had a bigger gap to him than originally. But then that lap, was it just struggling to get temperature in the tyres because the gap immediately went back to 6/10?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I saw Kobe box on lap 9 and came out in a bit of traffic, and when I saw he boxed on lap 9, I thought I'm going to have to respond straight away, and I had a
that's fair.
pretty decent pit stop with exit, so
So then you were ahead of Kobe after everyone else around you had made their stops. Were any of you a bit surprised to see Finn had put the softs on instead of the hards?
yeah.
Don't know why I said any of you, but yeah, were you surprised? And then obviously Finn had to pit. He got close, and then it looked like the softs just fell away. Anyway, that then made Kobe overtake you, and before he got the pen, obviously, were you just thinking, right, straight fight, me versus him for the rest of the race?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then what was going through your head, the reaction when you saw 3 seconds next to his name?
I was a bit glad, to be honest, but
Yep.
at that point it was just stick in DRS, just don't do anything stupid to lose a 3 second gap, because
Exactly.
if I was out of DRS, I don't really think I would have had much of a chance of catching, really.
That's fair. I mean, it wasn't like the gap stayed like 7 to 9 tenths the whole time. It did look like you were like I'm pretty sure like from like lap 20 to lap 26 you could have had a go if you wanted, but it looked like you were just staying behind probably.
But
And then lap 27 you had a little look, which was a great little fight. And then was there any thought of you that thought I want to win this on track still?
yeah, but I was kind of more just focused about just getting the win. There's
Yeah.
a few times
And then
I had a little look going into the braking zone after the long straight.
mm,
It was like I
uh,
don't know, 3 or 4 times I had a
and then
little
on
go.
the last lap you had a little bit of a slide, heart in mouth moment maybe. Um, but yeah, nonetheless, it all worked out. You only got one warning that race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened when you got that?
I just went a bit too much over, cut the corner a bit too much, turn 19.
All right, fair. But yeah, it was brilliant to see you and Kobe fight. Um, what do you call it? I was thinking like earlier in the race, or maybe just before, like how many times have we actually seen you and Kobe fight this season? But I think we have our new highlight. Obviously, if you have fought him, you'll obviously probably remember more than I did. Has there actually been that many races this season where you two have properly fought wheel to wheel on track?
I don't
I'm just trying
remember.
to think. No, it's very rare because usually it's like you've got like you are making your way through the field, or like Kobe's leading, or it's the other way around, and you got other cars in between and penalties and whatnot. Like last week was what? Yeah, you were making your way through the field while Kobe was already leading. So yeah, it's great to see when the top two in the standings actually fight on track, top two for the win. So there, that was perfect. Great fighting throughout the whole race between both of you. Very clean, respectful on the limit. So I hope we get more of that. But yeah, like you said, you are missing next week, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So it was very important today for you to beat him. I'm sure that was going through your mind. So now, no matter what happens next week, you will still be in the lead of the championship with 2 to go. 29-point lead. So even if Kobe wins, it'll be down to 4. But yeah, I mean, it could have been down to 15 if Kobe didn't get the 3, and then you really would have had to fight him, and then it could have been completely different. But anyway, well done on the Grand Prix victory at USA. And enjoy your, what is it, like a little holiday you said
Yeah.
as well? Yeah, next week. Where are you going?
Going to Turin.
Oh, very nice.
A few days.
Okay, so enjoy that. And we'll see you back for Abu Dhabi then. 2 races to go then for you to see if you can become world champion. On to P2, Kobe. Are you there, mate?
Yeah.
Hello. It's just the one that got away, it seems, in both quali and race. A little mistake. Right, we've got some things to dive into then. So, your first run was just a tenth and a bit shy of Adam. Your second run was good enough to put you nearly a tenth ahead of Adam. And then your third run, you went out pretty early because I still saw cars coming out the pits, and it looked like your first bit of the lap just didn't seem good. Or did you invalidate? Or you did another run? Just take us through how the end of quali went for you.
So the last push lap. Well, yeah. I went into the first corner and I just
Oh yeah, that
had
was
a
it.
bit of like
You lost the
half
rear.
spin, yeah. And then
Yeah.
and then I went again.
Yeah, you were fueled enough. Fair. So yeah, you were pushing. You found 2 tenths, and heading into the penultimate corner, was it still 2 tenths?
I think it was 3 tenths or
Oh my
something like that.
god! And it's that moment where you want it all. You want all the time to find, but unfortunately, was it just a big case of just turning in a bit too early
Yeah,
to the penultimate corner?
just turned it
Yeah.
a bit too early and validated.
Yeah, it happens, but yeah, that's unfortunate to miss out on pole like that. But it didn't really matter at the start because you managed to take the lead. Well, I guess from your POV, the start must have been pretty good.
Yeah, it was decent to be fair.
Yeah, so you managed to get hold of the lead, and it really does look great when you're just commanding the lead, and whoever's trying to challenge you, you do great defensive work to hold on to it. So lap 6, you and Adam started to fight a little. On lap 9, when Adam did move left and then back on into the final corner, were you committed always to pitting anyway, or were you doing it just because Adam moved?
I was committed to pitting because I felt like I was just making little mistakes here and there, losing bits of time. So I just thought if I just switched to the hards, just make my
That's
life a
fair.
bit easier.
But it didn't make your life a bit easier. It probably made your life 10 times
Yeah.
worse coming out. Like, what was the thought process when you came out behind the two cars?
Fuck.
That's fair. That's a very fair statement. The first one I don't think was too bad when you overtook Charlie. I don't think he really cost you much.
Nah, Charlie wasn't too bad.
Charlie practically let you go.
Yeah.
As for the other of Warren, that was a different story. Now, this is like one of the only times I can kind of defend Warren because he is Adam's teammate. But I'm just going to quickly go back to Adam. Adam, you and Warren have no communication, do you?
No communication, but we might
No
need
communication
we might need
whatsoever.
to races.
Might need to. That's crazy. I don't think you even need to be honest. It looks like Warren knows what's up. He knows what he has to do because that was quite the defense Warren had to put on Kobe, and that was quite the attack Kobe had to respond back with. And I'm pretty sure you weren't happy during that time, Kobe.
No, I was loving it.
You were loving it. I'm sure as hell no, I wouldn't. But yeah, it looked fun to say the least. But that wasn't the end of your troubles because as soon as that happened and you saw Adam 1.2, because your tyres were obviously warmer, you got back within a couple tenths of Adam and then you re-overtook him. So I guess overall it didn't actually end up being that bad. But then the kind of worst part came after when you were hunting down Birdie, and oh wow, those 3 laps when you were trying to overtake him. What were your thoughts about all that? Did you enjoy that one as well?
I absolutely love that one as well.
The one where you overtook him on the straight, and he did that thing where like you are not getting past me, so he like not shoves you off, but like he whacks you and stops your momentum on the straight. That's where I thought it got a bit much. And he forced you off, and as much as you didn't go off, rejoin ahead, you went off, still rejoined behind, but then overtook. In my eyes, that's fine. I mean, you got a 3-second in the end anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, eventually you finally got ahead of him, and then so did Adam or whatever, and they pitted. Sorry, another quick question back to Adam. Adam, what were your thoughts when you were in between both Alpines, 3 wide, heading into the 3 right-handers?
To be honest, I had no idea how I even ended up in that situation. Finn tried dive bombing me into the corner just before it, and then I saw Birdie and Cove go a bit wide, and I just thought, I've just got to get past them and leave space on either side and hopefully not get tagged.
That was so close.
But while Kobe and Birdie were having that little bit of a battle, there was a few times start of the S's. I was kind of hoping that them two make a little bit of contact.
Yeah, they certainly did.
Just I don't know, enough to speak
You're
Kobe out,
biding your
really.
time.
Yeah, just sitting behind, watching everything unfold.
I was saying, if Kobe makes any sort of like mistake on his part, or Birdie like forces him into something, then you will be there to pick up the pieces. But eventually, we were set. We were setting up for quite a big one, like last 10 or 8 laps or whatnot. Kobe versus Adam, and then Kobe. I'm going back to Kobe now. Kobe, you got your 3-second penalty. Right, so I noticed you got one on lap 5, one on lap 12, and obviously I caught your third one where you just went off in between the last two corners. What happened on lap 5?
I don't remember.
Okay, well it was clearly on you. Oh, give me a sec. Right, Finn. Okay, well, lap 5, considering lap 6 was when Adam overtook you, lap 5 must have just been on your end. Lap 12, do you remember what happened?
No.
No, okay. So I'm probably your first 2 warnings were on your own then. Yeah, it just seems unfortunate then. With that 3 sec. So when you got it, was the plan to just try and make the gap 3 seconds to Adam, or?
No. in the call, I was bluffing him, saying that I could get it removed.
Oh my
So I wanted
god.
him to push. I don't know
Ha!
whether you saw, but I was like slowing down a bit,
Yes,
getting
I
him
could tell.
close.
I was saying Kobe's slowing Adam down, and then I looked to like the cars. I was like, Finn's 15 seconds behind. No one's catching them,
So
even if Kobe slows
my plan
down.
was I wanted him to push, get best case
That's
scenario would be
crazy.
get a pen, and
You're bluffing it.
I'll be like living life then. But the other
So
idea
it
was
was,
give him dirty air and hope he
yeah.
spins.
So it was like poker or something, like your poker face. Like
Yeah,
Adam he didn't buy it.
I don't know if he
Um,
bought it or not, but worth trying.
so from lap 20 to lap 26, Adam kept closing and closing. You kept moving left then right just before braking, just in case Adam tried anything. Adam got so close into turn one every lap that he could have gone for it, but stayed behind. And then on lap 27, I said it was a bit like a dress rehearsal for the last lap. Adam did go for it, and then you defended brilliantly and had a nice battle. And then the last lap, Adam went for it, but then slid a little. So yeah, you tried all you could, mate. But it's still not over. Obviously, 29 points. Adam obviously missing next week. I'll ask you, and then I'll ask Adam. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say how are you feeling for Mexico, but it's not like why would I ask Adam that? Kobe, right? How are you feeling for Mexico next week, then, mate?
Uh, I'm not sure. I don't know what my pace is like around there, but I don't think it's very good.
Okay, well, I think it's imperatively known that you practically need to win Mexico
Yeah.
for the last two races to be either one of yours having a chance. But we'll see. I mean, a P2 or P3 still puts you within the range, but a win definitely makes it all on the table. So we'll find out in 1 week's time if anyone else can challenge, because it looked like at the moment you two were just class of the field. Again, you two, Finn and Birdie, same top four we've had in now Singapore, Vegas, and Texas now. You three are now the joint first most common podium we've ever had, and that's only happened in the last. To have 4 times in only the last 6 or so races is mental. So yeah, you lot are really the class of the tier 2 field, which is great. But yeah, unlucky day, Kobe. It's still great points as you two now officially pull away from Sven, Martin, and Evan. So I think it's clear that it's obviously going to be you two. So yeah, well done, Adam, and well done, Kobe. Right, on to P3. Finn, are you there, mate? Finn, hello? We'll wait for Finn to sort his technical difficulties out. Have you done a league race around Mexico this game, Kobe?
No, no.
No. Okay. So it's a bit of an unknown. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I've never done a league race around there, so
Oh, right. Well, let's see. I mean, it's got long straights, tight, twisty corners. I'm just trying to think of the races you've won this season. Italy's kind of been like that, and you dominated Italy. Long straights, tight, twisty corners. Yeah, I know it must be tough, this race and whatnot, but it seemed kind of imperative that Adam needed to win today. But
well, when Samurai gets
could have
back,
gone either way.
I'll have my teammate then to back me up.
Ooh,
I gotta say, yeah, Kobe's been practicing for this race since about Sunday, and in quality,
Uh,
I was asking
yeah.
him yesterday. Might have been yesterday. In quality, his fastest lap was like a 31.4 or something, and by
Jeez.
the fastest I had done was pretty much what I'd done for pole. In the end, the fastest I'd done was 31.6. So I was
Yeah.
kind of a bit surprised that I even took pole anyway. And
You there, Finn? Hello? Hello, there we go. Right.
that pissed
No
me.
worries. Are you able to include your audio or? Ah, right. That's fine. Don't worry. Anyway, that's fine. Don't worry. Right. So Finn, you qualified third. It was a brilliant lap from you as well to get the top three within like 3/4 of a tenth. Fantastic stuff. I was saying that you three really are like the top three at the moment, which is great to see. So yeah, the start happened where you stuck closely to Adam and Kobe. Was there ever a chance, or were you ever thinking, let's try and make my way higher up, or was it just stay behind for now, and we'll see what happens after the stops?
Well, the main aim is the bad map high. Hopefully, we'll take it to the route. And then I was gonna save my tires and then do the two stop, which I thought was gonna go like amazing. Turned out it didn't.
Oh, so you purposely pitted for softs?
Yeah.
Ah,
I saved the set in qualifying and did two runs on two sets.
I see.
So I saved the set, thinking the two stop was like up there, but very wrong.
So for those who probably didn't hear Finn, he was hoping Kobe and Adam would take each other out. He was biding his time at the start, and he genuinely went for the two stop of a medium, soft medium. I think since the latest update with the tyre allocations, I'm pretty sure even before then, Texas was always a one stop, and it pretty much seems like every track bar, I don't know, Austria and Brazil seem to be easy one stops now. So that's a bit unfortunate. It still, I think in the end, didn't really cost you too much. I mean, it may have cost you a chance at maybe P2 if you stuck with the. Well, no, you didn't get a penalty, did you? That race. No. So if you were on the same strategy, it could have allowed Kobe to be third instead of second. But then you had a little bit of a fight with your teammate Birdie after you pitted again. It looked quite fun actually from our POV. You held him off much longer than I thought you would, considering how quickly he was gaining. And then you did a really good job to stick within his 3 seconds. And yeah, another podium, which you can be very happy of as you're making your way up through the standings, which is great to see. I'm guessing you did enjoy that race then overall with third.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Obviously, it could have been a bit more of a when on the right tires.
Yeah.
Tried to stick with them, but I felt like once Kobe pitted in front of me, I couldn't stick with DRS and had like 2 seconds. I think it got to just as a pit. So
Yeah.
I tried something different. Tried to keep up with them. I think it took me like 3 or 4 laps to even get DRS on the softs. And then
That
by
is a
the
good
time
point. Yeah.
By the time I was, it just the tires fell off completely.
Yeah. So if you pitted for hards instead, you may have not caught them as
Yeah.
quickly, and then Kobe would have been 3 ahead anyway. So yeah, it probably would have stayed how it was, to be fair. Yeah, fair. I will say there is a few bogey tracks that maybe the 2-stop, depending on the tier 2 pace, could be alright. Like, ironically, Mexico coming up could be maybe a 2-stop for some of you. But I would still probably say 1-stop is obviously better. Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, it could rain, so it could be all out of the question. But yeah, at the moment, anyway, yeah, well done to Adam, Kobe, and Finn on once again being the top 3 in EXFL Tier 2. 3 rounds to go then, and it looks like the Constructors' Championship, where Williams needed to outscore Mercedes by 32 points today. It didn't happen, obviously. Williams outscored them by about 16. So I'm pretty sure going into Mexico, Kobe, you can win the Constructors' Championship for your team. We'll sort the points out and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Williams deserve it. You and Samurai have clearly been the class teammates for the majority of the season. I will say that Birdie and Finn, if they were here the whole season, could have been a little different. But probably Williams would have probably got it. But yeah, I guess that's one more thing to think about. But I'm sure you've known for quite a few weeks that Williams are probably going to win now. So I'm guessing your full focus is still on the drivers, which it should be. And you'll go into Mexico with a golden opportunity to take points out of your rival. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out in 1 week's time. But for now, yeah, well done to Adam, well done to Kobe, and well done to Finn. Your top 3 for the United States Grand Prix in EXFL Tier 2.